Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 168. Xiao achieves second-tier alchemist rank in record time. Heat radiates from the stone platform, clinging to the youth's steady hands as the frantic echoes of preparation die away. An airless quiet settles, broken only by a sharp hitch of breath and the weight of eyes tracking the cooling vessel. This stillness fractures as dazed stares confirm a truth that leaves every throat dry and the Empire's records broken.
Frank and Otto stared with dazed expressions. In the grand hall, throats bobbed as people swallowed hard. Looking at the two masters, the realization hit everyone at once. The boy had passed the Tier 2 examination. A 19-year-old Tier 2 alchemist. The thought sent a chill through the crowd. This had to be a new record for the Jiama Empire. Lin Fei parted her red lips, her breath hitching. Suddenly,
He really did it! A doshi at 19? That shouldn't be possible.
beside her, Shui Mei nodded slowly.
The guy was a freak of nature.
Frank and Otto shared a bitter smile. They had watched Xiao work up close. His talent for pill refining was terrifying. Even though it was his first time using that specific medical formula, his heat control matched any veteran Tier 2 alchemist. His precision in extracting medicinal essences was flawless. If a seasoned master had done it, they wouldn't have blinked. But this boy was only 19. At that age, most students were still learning to identify basic herbs.
Frank sighed. He felt like his own hard work meant nothing. He wondered what kind of grandmaster could produce a student like this. Otto agreed, noting that even the finest jade needs a master's touch. If they had tried to teach Xiao themselves, they never would have seen these results. Frank frowned as he remembered the purple fire Xiao used. It wasn't a heavenly flame. It lacked that specific, overbearing pressure. Otto shrugged it off. The Dochi continent was vast and full of strange things. Purple fire was strong, but it couldn't compare to the legendary power of a true heavenly flame. Frank turned toward the inner room and called out. Xiao stepped out into the light, brushing medicinal powder from his plain clothes. He scanned the room and offered a thin smile. The alchemists of Black Rock City, men who usually held their heads high, now smiled back with genuine respect. They knew Xiao was on a path that would likely lead him past Frank and Otto. Frank signaled to a subordinate. A moment later, a servant entered, carrying a tray with a fine black robe. Frank explained the garment. This was a custom robe for Tier 2 alchemists. The fabric had been soaked in medicinal pools during its creation. It released a faint scent that kept the mind clear and sharp. It even made the wearer's skin more sensitive to heat, making flame control easier. Xiao took the robe. It was durable enough to act as armor and provided immunity to various toxins. Frank noted that the military would have stolen the design long ago if it wasn't so expensive to make. Xiao ran his hand over the fabric. It felt as soft as skin. On the chest sat the Alchemist badge. A medicinal cauldron was etched onto the surface, marked with two mercury-like ripples that seemed to shimmer like living things. He stripped off his rough tunic and pulled the black robe on. The material felt cool against his skin, like dipping into water. The fatigue in his mind began to lift as the scent reached his nose. Xiao had grown tall over his year of training. The black robe hid the last traces of his youth, making him look lean and sharp. Frank and Otto nodded, satisfied with his new appearance. Shui Mei and Lin Fei watched him closely, their eyes lingering on his face. Xiao thanked them, clearly pleased with the gift. Frank dismissed the crowd and invited Xiao to his private study. Xiao agreed, mentioning he needed a favor from the guild leader anyway. Frank told the girls and the other successful candidates to go collect their basic badges and robes. Lin Fei made a face behind his back, muttering about favoritism. Shui Mei just laughed and told her to stop complaining. If Lin Fei wanted special treatment, she should try passing the Tier 2 exam. Inside the quiet study, Xiaoyan sat down and got straight to the point. He told the two masters he would answer their questions, as long as they didn't push too far. Frank laughed, calling him a slippery kid. Frank pulled out the registration papers. He noted that he had never heard of a master named Yao Lao in the Jema Empire. Xiaoyan explained that his master preferred to stay hidden and had never registered with any guild.
They didn't push him on it. There were plenty of hermits in the empire. Then Otto asked about the purple flame. Xiaoyan gave them a half-truth. He claimed he encountered an amethyst-winged lion in the magical beast mountain range. He said the beast hit him with a blast of fire, and after he survived, he found a spark of that purple flame living inside his body. The two masters were stunned. They knew many alchemists had died trying to steal fire from that specific beast. They chalked it up to incredible luck.
Xiaoyan leaned forward, his eyes locked on theirs. He told them he was looking for something and asked if they could check with other alchemists to see if anyone had it. The item he wanted was Ice Spirit Cold Spring.